Hi, this is the Tiamat Actions tutorial, just to give you a little bit more idea about the power of actions and all the different things you can do with them. Actions is a very powerful tool for doing a lot of different overrides to multiple things quite easily. So as I showed you earlier in the first tutorial, it's basically primary visibility off. I just created one called PV0, but that's not really fully using, I mean, sure, I don't have to type this out every time when I'm filling out my overrides, but to make it even more powerful, I wanted to show you just some of the uses of actions. So let's do this. Let's take, say, a cube, and let's take a look at all the different things we can do. So let's say we don't want it to cast shadows. Let me pull up the script editor here. I'm going to put this off screen for a minute, but I just want to get some things out of it. So let's say I want visibility reflections, visibility fractions off. So this is just an example. I mean, you may use, you may be accessing, extra attributes or whatever kind of arbitrary attributes you want on it and changing things however you want. But I just wanted to show you what you can do with an action. So usually what I can do, usually what I'm doing right now in the script editor is I'm highlighting some of the different things that I changed, like cast shadows, and I can come here and say paste space 0. So that turns off cast shadows. And then I can even go, give me visible and reflections, copy, paste space 0. And let's go visible and refractions, copy, paste space 0. So now when I tell, let's say, the cubes group, when I tell it to be PV0, and let's put the script editor over here, and I say build all, and let's see what happened here. So if we're on the cube beauty, we go to the cube, see it turned all these things off all at once, and that was just with literally one command. That's because you have it all set up how you want. So you could have like an action, show you another possibility for actions. Let's call this, let's see, high res, at high res. So what we can do, let's get rid of this. At high res, I'm going to, again, let's open the script editor so I can track a lot of this stuff. Put it over here. I'm going to go to, let's see, V-Ray object settings. And let's say for high res, I want a max depth of, say, 5, and I want a shading rate of, say, 3, and we want to go, say, 2, and say 32 with 0.006, and DMC sampler, let's go, and we'll leave that at 0.9, 06, and say 12, but just give you an idea, there's a whole bunch of different stuff I changed here. So now, what I'm going to do is take these. So I'm going to create also, to make this easy, I'm going to create a group called VR, stands for V-Ray. Or actually, you know what? I think I'm going to change that. So again, there's some things you can do in Tiamat over here. I can rename it. Hey, so I can say V-Ray settings is what I want to try it. So now it changes it to VRS. So now what I'm going to do is in V-Ray settings, it is V-Ray, let's see, show you. See, V-Ray settings right here. So we want this. So I'm going to say that this is V-Ray settings. So now when I'm in Cube Beauty, I can literally just say V-Ray settings, and let's go to my actions. Let's see. I'm going to create a high res action. So again, create the action. I want the second half. So I want global max depth. Let's go copy, paste, and I'm going to say 5. And then min shading rate. Sure. Let's put that in there. Space and I think I set that to 3. Yeah. And then the minimum subdivisions. Put that there. Create that to 2. And let's go say max subdivisions. Copy. Paste. And I'm going to set that to say 32. And DMC threshold. Copy. Paste. Space. And let's go 0.006. And then DMC adaptive threshold, same thing, very similar at least. Paste 0.006. And then here we're going to go again. This is adaptive minimum samples. Copy. Paste 12. Now to show that this worked, what I'm going to do is go back and put these back to where they were. Let's put this 1 and say 8. Now let's go 0.01, and let's go 0.01 and 8. So this is what basically the base was for the scene. And now what we're going to do is, using Tiamat, is for the cube beauty. I got rid of the other overrides that I had. I'm going to use V-Ray settings. So nothing else selected. And I'm going to say high res. So I'm going to go paste, and let's do a build all. So now let's see what happened here. I told it to do it in my cube beauty layer, so I go to cube beauty layer, and sure enough, look at that, it changed everything for me. So this is an easy way to have different render settings per layer. So if you want to have certain ones have like GI off and GI on and all that sort of stuff, you can set up actions to handle all that for you. So you could have like a high res action, you could have a no GI action, just whatever type of render settings you want to have as different actions, and it makes it very easy, especially if you set up a group. You just tell the group and whatever kind of action. Makes it nice and easy. And so that is actions. Again, hope you enjoy Tiamat. Thanks. Sorry, just wanted to add one more thing to actions that I almost forgot about. Actions also allow you to do overrides on existing default overrides. So like here, for example, matte and shadow and hide and things like that. You could quickly create like an additional one. So let's say, for example, let's go in, the sphere beauty layer. So if we go to the sphere beauty layer, again, we've told it to have all the VROP set to matte. So if we go to the cubes, you'll have it set to a matte. Now, let's say, for instance, you wanted your mattes to have, let's say they're not visible in GI. So you want that shut off. So again, let's open this up. Script editor. Let's grab GI visibility. Copy that. Now what you can do is you can create a action, and let's just call it matte, because this one's going to be designated because it has an at matte, so it's going to separate it from the regular matte. So I can say in here I would put my default matte because Tiamat knows what to do with that, and then I can say on top of that I want you to do GI visibility 0. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the standard one and then I'm overriding it and adding more additional things that I want it to do when you say at matte. So again, let's do this. I'll just put a at symbol in front of this. So it's all VROPs at matte. And let's build all. And let's see what happened here. So we're under the sphere beauty is where we told it to do that. So if we go to sphere beauty and let's go to the cubes, and sure enough, it did what a matte normally does, and then it now adds visibility to GI as another additional override. So again, actions, very powerful, and allow you to do a lot of different things, and override built-in actions. So that's about it, and again, hope you enjoy Tiamat.